This is DDS, and wow, we're still doing this thing, I guess. Just watched the Book of Boba Fett, and just trying to give my recap and review, or whatever you want to call it. First off, I think it was very well done. I am very impressed, and I cannot wait for episode 2. This is the hard part about Disney Plus is they don't release them all at once, and now I have to wait another week to watch. I guess, luckily, unluckily, I don't know. My mom and grandma canceled their trip here, so now I can watch it as soon as it comes out. Sorry, child, that you don't get to see your grandparents. So I think, like I said, I think it's well done. I've seen flashbacks, and this is, the start of this is a lot of flashbacks, or just going back to recap how we got here. Hello, I'm Boba, and this is. Let me tell you how I got here. I've seen a lot of flashbacks that were terribly done. This was not one. I think Dave, John, and Robert Rodriguez did a great job of doing flashbacks as Boba heals. And even when he comes out of his little chamber, he says, "I'm having dreams again." Which, this is the difference between a TV show and a movie, where movies, if this was the case, we wouldn't see the flashbacks. We just see him coming out and saying, "I'm having dreams again." Whereas TV shows, it's drawn out. We have, 42 minutes, which is beyond what any length of time he's been in a movie at all. So we get to see, over time we get to see this stuff. So it's kind of nice to get drawn back. And again, I like the pace of this show. It reminds me of Mando, which makes sense. Where it's not rushed. I don't think it's rushed in any way, which is great. So we get to see the Sarlacc pit, which we kind of thought was happening. It's fairly quick, but it was pretty straightforward as well. It's not like it needs. I don't think it needs a lot of explanation. It was cool to see, I guess, the stormtrooper that was trapped in there. Well, I mean, he's deceased, but he was trapped in there. It's a little impressive to see him, Boba, get through that sand. I can't imagine that would be an easy feat by any means. So then we get to see the Jawa steal the armor, which was a nice tie-in to the Mando series. I mean, it's pretty quick, and it makes sense because he was so weak and dehydrated and hungry and just fully depleted. Makes sense that Jawas are able to get his stuff so easily. So it's kind of cool to get to see that tie-in rather quickly. So we get to see more Tuskens. Tuskens were a theme in this episode, and could be a theme for quite some time. I mean, we did get to see Boba throwing some Tusken. I don't know if you want to call them swords or weapons, whatever you want to call them. In the Mando series, I don't remember what episode exactly, but you know what I mean if you've watched it. So we get to see the Tuskens, lots of them. So we get to see some in the Mando series. We get to see some in this, and I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to see it in the Obi-Wan series, considering it's similar location. In episode 4, I guess, of the actual Star Wars movies universe. We get to see Obi-Wan with the Tuskens. It was kind of cool to see Boba get fed a worm and make that little squeamish face really quick. Then we get to see Boba put on his armor, kind of like what we saw in the Batman series in the 90s, where you get to slowly put on the armor, kind of zoomed in a little bit. It was kind of cool to see. I did forget to mention, I guess, in the last one with the Tuskens, we get to see the alligator dog again that we saw in the Mando, or the Tuskens protector, I guess. I thought at first when Boba made his escape, I was thinking, man, this is quick. He's already gone away from. Can you stop for a second? Just trying to make a video. Do you want to sit with me? All right. I guess we get some daughter action as well today. Um, so we get to see we get back to the flashback. We get to see him putting on his armor. We get to see some, I guess, when there's a new takeover, you get presents, you get sacrifices. You see lots of hints of this is very easy to do. We get to see lots of hints of, I guess, foreshadowing of new characters coming in later episodes. Good to see the Gamorrean guards get saved and then pledge their allegiance to Boba and the new regime. You also get to see him be back and tough, which is oh my goodness. The Gamorrean guards look tough and when they're fighting in this little thing, which is cool because a lot of times you see them as kind of pushovers in the movies. Mando, you get to see him battling whatever else, but in this one you get to see just going. It was a good little fight scene here. The Boba and Fennec are surrounded by, and the guards helped. It was a cool fight scene. Boba destroyed a man, which you kind of could see coming with Rodriguez directing. Dad life. This is Dork Dad channel. All right, so you get interruptions that you just have to deal with. You also get to see the cantina. Shout out to Dork Dad Adrian with his music and his music channel. He did a cover. Link is in the description below. Highly recommend checking that out. So we get the cantina, like I mentioned. In the fight scene as they're going across the roof, you get to see somebody blown away. Fennec looks great. She's gonna be a great number 1.2 or she's impressive so far in this show, and looking to see more from her. Then we get to see back to the Tuscans, the flashback. Instead of just campfires, you see more of a hut, which is I guess something. And then we get to see Boba save the day, save the little kid against what looks to be Goro from Mortal Kombat. He handles him pretty well. I don't think he struggled as much as, let's say, Mando did in his second episode, where I guess even the first episode. I mean, you can see the difference in skill level. Boba is far superior, and even with the dog, you can see how skilled he was with getting out of his chains then as well. So you get to see a little shout out to luckily Luke's not here, but so you get to see a little bit of a flashback here, or not a flashback, but really a call out to Luke. Now, of course, this isn't Luke's family, but you get to see, I guess, what Luke saw when his aunt and uncle died, got burned up. So look at that. You didn't get to see the fire here, but pretty much the same. So there's Goro. you can see high similarities there, I think. And then here we are. So I think overall, this is pretty neat. Boba doesn't get credit for the kill. You know, the kid's all bragging like he destroyed him. But obviously he did, and he earns respect from at least what looks to be the leader. It's at least water, so that's something. Really looking forward to what is coming next in this series. I think it's a good start. And since basically the trailers only showed a glimpse of episode 1 versus what it is now, I think there's a lot of unexpected things moving forward, which is good to see. Visually, it looks great, which is not a shock, and the music is. You can see hints of Ludwig's Mando series. I think musically and visually, very well done. Give it a 4.5. Episode 1, 4.5 out of 10. No, 4.5 out of 5. I was fully into it the entire time. Check it out, or comment, or like, or subscribe, or something. And check out Adrian's music.